and a one. What's happening, YouTube? You're back in the building with the Life Gain Avengers of Current Culture. It's me, the living legend Larry. We're here to entertain, try to give you some information, all in one unique package. Living legend Larry, how you doing today, my brother?
Oh man, I'm hanging in there. It's a Monday, and basically we are on our own, man. The president has told us that we are on our own. They've given up. It's all every man for himself.
Now, isn't that frustrating to you? Where as a kid, you're taught never give up and all this other American bullshit that's fake, but they teach society to do this stuff because they want you to be a certain way. They teach you
Right.
never give up. In America, there's no such thing as defeat. And here we have our president sending out his chief of staff to say, hands up, don't shoot on coronavirus, we're done.
It's interesting though, as far as people equipped to deal with this, I'm assuming black people are probably going to be all right because we've been on our own in this country since the beginning of this country. So we know what it's like to be on our own. I mean, we know what it's like to have to keep ourselves safe. So, it is what it is.
I just think that once Joe Biden and the blue wave hits, just because of the stagnation that has been put in people's brains about wearing the mask, we're still going to have a long road to go, man. We're still going to have a long road to go. So we'll hope for the best.
I agree. And I'll tell you, one thing that worries me is that as unhinged as Donald Trump is now, can you imagine how bad he's going to be as a lame duck president?
Oh,
he's going to give 0 Fs, and who knows what kind of problems he's going to cause.
For sure. But you know what? Who cares? I mean, I'm not going to say who cares, but what I am going to say is at least we know there is a light at the end of the tunnel.
Right.
It's just being able to, get through that process that he's going to be doing, probably pardoning everybody but Dolly Parton. And just know and hope that the FBI and the IRS, when he transitions power to Joe Biden, is going to be standing right there at the helicopter, not letting him get on, because he will definitely be a flight risk if he's.
That'd be interesting if they're just right there. They're like, okay, the ceremony's over, and just clink them up out of there. Just clink, clink,
clink, clink. That's what they're gonna have to do. So let me shout out the people. I want to thank everybody that has joined us thus far. We got Cash Money in the building. Trisha C. She always comes. Thank you for coming through. Support Gaming 2020. All in the building. And everybody else that has yet to leave us a quick mess. Buzz is in the building. We know he's going to show up.
703.
Mr. 703.
703.
So let us go.
Miss Who's this Life Games review character in there?
That's me. That's my other channel.
Who's this Life Games character in there with his shirt off? Tell him to put some clothes on.
No, man. You got to show them cuts for the sluts. That's what you got to do. What's going on, Olympia? We appreciate you being in here. First story we're going to cover today, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if y'all know someone who, when we talk about the kings of comedy, most of us, when we talk about the kings of comedy, we think of Cedric the Entertainer, Steve Harvey, Bernie Mac, D.L. Hewley. They had predecessors that were funny as hell, and they should have done the kings of comedy back then. Way funnier. Red Fox.
Way funnier.
You had the guy on Kid and Play today, and I can't think of his name. He was funny, but the one that
you're talking about Robin.
Williams. Was it Robin Williams?
No, Robin. Damn. You talking about the dude with the Bebe kids?
Yeah. Bebe kid. He left before his time. But I said all that to set you up for this. The one brother that mostly everybody took inspiration from is this guy right here, and we're going to talk about them giving him a biopic. But take a look at his comedy. Ladies and gentlemen, that was back in the 70s. Dude was unabridged. He was raw. And they were supposed to have had his biopic starring Mike Epps come out. We never could get things to matriculate. So, in his first directorial view of a movie, they're going to have this brother right here. Y'all know him well. Kenya Barris is going to be directing, writing, and he's got a star-studded producing team to do the Richard Pryor biopic, of which him and MGM won. And these are the notes. Kenya Barris will make his feature directorial debut with a biopic about comedian Richard Pryor. According to Deadline, Barris will direct for MGM, who won the film rights at a highly contested auction. The film will be produced by Pryor's widow, Jennifer Lee Pryor, via her production company, Tarnished Angel, and Barris via his production company, I'm not even going to mess that up, but Ink Society, La VPN Films. Tori McGreeder will also produce with Adam Rosenberg executive producing. Larry, do you think he's going to get an iconic comedian right?
I do, actually. I think as far as Richard Pryor is concerned, I think there's probably only a couple of people that could get that right. And I think Kenya Barris is one of them, because he's so politically incorrect and doesn't give a F.
Right.
And that's really how Richard Pryor, in large part, he was really sort of just totally politically incorrect before people knew what politically incorrect was. He was just out there, you know. So I think he could do it. The only other person I think that could probably do it right now would probably be Eddie Murphy, if he wanted to do it, because Eddie Murphy was like a serious student of Richard Pryor and loved Richard Pryor. And I mean, every time I've heard him talk about him, he speaks about him with such reverence.
Richard Pryor loved him too. Richard Pryor loved him. Before he left, they had many meetings. They talked, they chatted up. I mean, they had kind of like a, uncle-nephew type relationship before he died.
Yeah. I'll tell you one thing that I like Richard Pryor, one thing I liked about Richard Pryor that I wish Eddie would follow in his footsteps is Richard seemed to continue to do stand-up throughout his career. Like, he did movies, he had big blockbusters, but he always seemed to go back to his stand-up, and he never left that sort of foundation behind. I feel like Eddie Murphy just left it. He just walked away from it. And even when people have begged him to come back, like even when I think it was when he was winning the Mark Twain Award at the Kennedy Center, and there was another award he won, people begged him, just give us 5 minutes, come up and just give us 5 minutes. And he wouldn't even do that. I'm like, man, because that dude, I mean, when Eddie Murphy was doing his stand-up, that dude was the best. I mean, I thought Richard Pryor was the best. Eddie Murphy had that dude. He was so good. I mean, Eddie was like the embodiment of Richard Pryor and Red Fox and Moms Mabley and all the greats. It was like they all rolled all their best love into Eddie, and he just took it and ran with it. And then he just said, I'm done. It's like he took his gloves off and left him in the ring and was just like, I'm retired, I'm out.
Do you think that one of the reasons why comedians back in those days, because it wasn't just Richard Pryor who still did stand up, the comedian we was talking about from House Party, Robin Harris, he was still doing stand up. Even Red Fox was doing stand up. And do you think it could just be that back in those days, in order to have a complete living, you had to do both? Versus nowadays, these comedians, once they hardly do stand up anymore because the money is so good once they get into movies. Do you think that has anything to do with it?
No, I think it definitely has something to do with it, but I also think that for some people, I think they just love the art of stand up, and a lot of them still do it. Like Kevin Hart is in everything. You see this dude in movies, you see him in TV shows. He's doing commercials, and he still does stand up. I think there's just some people that they just truly love the art form. And I'm not sure, I think Eddie Murphy might have been great at it, but I'm not sure he loved it. It's just like, well, some of those athletes, you get some of those athletes who are fantastic athletes and they're great and their parents push them and they do wonderful things. And then they're just like, I don't really love it. And so they just, and it makes you wonder, like, how much greater could they have been if they actually loved it? I'm not sure that Eddie Murphy loved it. I think he did it and he probably loved it for a while. And then I don't know if something happened with him in Hollywood and that just soured him to it or what, but man, I would really love to see him come back and do something.
Understood. Well, ladies and gentlemen, post us all your comments on if you think Kenya Barris is the man to do the Richard Pryor biopic, and if you're going to watch it. And speaking of politically not correct, Larry, am I wrong for posting this? This is the AG for Kentucky. And it says, never trust a Negro who gets their haircut at Supercuts. A black man's edge up will tell you everything you need to know about his respect for culture. Ladies and gentlemen, this might be politically incorrect, but damn it, I gotta agree. Shouldn't no brother be getting a haircut at Supercuts? Damn it, I gotta agree. Larry, am I wrong?
I can tell you there's a couple of things, and I'm not racist with this. I'm just being real. There's no way in Sam Hill I'm letting some strawberry blonde cut my fade. It's just not gonna happen. It's not going to happen. No, she looks like a wonderfully pleasant human being. She probably is as nice as can be. She probably rescues puppies from out of the gutter and takes them over to a non-kill shelter and all that. She's probably a wonderful human being, but there's no way in hell I'm gonna let that woman touch my head.
Well, look, the proof is in the pudding. Look at my man edge up line on the left side of his head, Larry. It looks like a meteor hit the side of his forehead. That ain't no edge up. What the hell, man?
Man,
boy.
Well, we know what he's about, so I mean, I'm not surprised.
Yeah, man. And let me shout out my big homie Buzz, who just hit us with a super chat. And Buzz, to say thank you, let me give you this right here.
Guess whose turn it is? White people. Let's see what direction they go in. Halle Berry is still available, as is Mariah Carey's crazy ass.
I always wanted to say this. For shizzle.
We, the Jewish people, take Lenny Kravitz.
The Chinese delegation pulling a fast one and choosing the entire Wu-Tang Clan. Brooklyn!
We appreciate
that
you,
was one of the best skits ever. That's hilarious.
Man, it was and whenever my people super chat me, I got to give y'all something funny to laugh at, to lift your spirits and say thank you. And that's how we get it down. It's definitely a classic. But now we're going to shift to keep the laughter going. So I got a new challenge for me and Larry, since we're not really talking about power, and I ain't just trying to sit here and make up stuff about power. When something happens, I'll let you know. Larry, me and you and the rest of everybody that's watching, we are going to do the Try Not to Laugh challenge with my big homie, Tony Baker, who has hit me up and said that he might be joining us in the near future on a live stream.
Hey, before you do that, let me just show you one quick thing right quick, all right?
Oh, boy. I'm scared. Man, here we go. Y'all know what he's looking for, so let me just go ahead and play it for him. I mean, damn, he's just never going to...
Go ahead and burn all that.
My king, we cannot do that. It is our tradition.
When I tell you to do something, I mean that shit. Burn it all!
Yeah, so now that we done got Killmonger out his system, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for Tony Baker Try Not to Laugh. Now, I want you guys to leave me a comment when you laugh. Now, me and Larry can see each other, so I'm going to write down which one of us laughs first, all right? And we can hear each other. But when you guys laugh, I want you to post it in the comments, and we're going to see who can go the longest without laughing. So take a look at this that Tony Baker did, and hopefully soon we'll have him on my show. I can tell you when I'm gonna laugh. I already know. Here we go.
Okay, we doing hide and seek. Okay, yeah. I know you in here somewhere. You know what I'm saying? I can smell it. What the hell? Okay. Yeah, you playing games out here. I can still smell you, though. I can still smell you. Yeah, I got your ass now. What the hell? All right, cool. Hey, yeah, I like a challenge. I know you in there. I can still smell you. You know what I'm saying? God. What kind of black magic is this? Where the hell are you at? I can still smell you, though. That's the crazy part.
You're so stupid.
Somewhere. Where you at? Are you in these bags? What the hell is this here? You know what? I'm on the couch this time. I got a better viewpoint. What the hell is... I'm on the couch. I can see him. Where you at? Come on, Natasha, don't do this. You about to jump to a concussion instead of a conclusion. Kirkpatrick! Now, what in the haberdasheries and hemoglobin went wrong here? Looks like the shadow of death went to church that Sunday trying to take the pastor down. The anointing was coming in hot with the message. As I walk through the valley of the shadow, I said, oh, Lord Jesus, I will praise. Lift me in prayer. Here along with Buddy Tubbs, and welcome to the 54th annual. This deck is mad slippery, y'all. Oh, you goddamn right, Chris. And today we got Bernie slip and slide McAllister. Roll the tape, let's see what happens. Oh, he done slid. Oh, his crotch done hit the railing. He went over the top just like fights on Jerry Springer. That's right, buddy, man. I don't know what Bernie's plan was, but his feet stayed together, but his body kept moving forward, and Bernie was just along for the ride. Bernie did a complete flip like a lover who's bipolar. Now, I think his plan was to hop over the railing from a distance, but man, he did not anticipate the slipperiness of the deck, man.
Oh, that last one. It wasn't even like he smacked his nuts. It was like he smacked his pole up against. Man, it was like he flattened himself out against that railing.
Now, Larry, I was highly worried that guy was going to break his arm. Did you see the way his arm went underneath that rail? I was there.
On the bottom part. Yeah, man.
Man. And
dude must be made of rubber or something, because he was all kinds of bending.
And bruh, did you see the girl trying to jump on top of the beam?
What was she thinking?
And the sad thing is, everything looked good up until the moment her ass went crashing down. Everything looked good.
You have to work yourself up to that. Like even if that's where you're working at, even if that's your workout, you have to build up to. You don't just start there.
Nah, look, our folks,
man.
Bruh 703 said he didn't even get a laugh, which means I'm gonna have to get in the lab and find something even funnier.
Oh.
Yeah, man.
Oh man,
bruh, wow.
Man, I was laughing with dude Superman off the church.
Bro, what happened? What in the world? Larry, my man did a triple jump, it looked like. He skirted the whole entire stage. I'm trying to figure out what in the world happened.
You know what happened? You know what happened was dude bought them new Stacey Adams showing out in church, and he forgot to put those little tap grips on there. So he was up on stage with his new Stacey's, and he started moving and forgot to put those grips on there and just went sliding right on off.
Oh man. I hope that gentleman was fine in the Lord's house, poor fella.
I think they caught him. It looked like he was crowd surfing when he was out there.
Bro, I don't know what was up with him, but man, he was in some bad shape. So, but ladies and gentlemen, post your comments. I hope y'all ain't cheat, because ain't nobody say they was laughing but me.
Oh man, I was laughing. That was hilarious.
Yeah, man. So shifting gears, ladies and gentlemen, we have talked about the Batwoman series that was very polarizing a couple of months ago. It starred Ruby Rose as the lesbian Batwoman. And they
People
had
did
one
not like
season.
it, apparently.
People did not like it. It was attacked. It was thrashed. And Ruby Rose just abruptly said at the last episode, "I'm done." Well, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? They have recast the Batwoman as a black Batwoman. Here it is, Javicia Leslie, Ryan Wilder in the new Batman. Nice young lady. I've only seen her in one other like teeny bopper show. I think she can do it. There was a lot of people online upset about this, Larry. Them making Batwoman black. Larry, how do you feel about this casting and a black Batwoman? And what would you say to people who are upset about them changing the character?
I would tell them, I would just say Eartha Kitt. I would say, I know Eartha Kitt was Catwoman, but it's not like there's not a history of black women in the whole Batman universe there. So I would just say Eartha Kitt. So
yeah,
for all those who don't know, they better go ahead and learn some history.
Well,
I like her look right there. She looked cool. I like the hair. I like the look. You know.
Now now Larry, wasn't Eartha Kitt? Didn't she play Catwoman?
Yeah, she was Catwoman. She wasn't bad because they didn't have a Batwoman back then.
Yeah. She was Catwoman.
She was Catwoman, and then I think some years later they came out with Batgirl. I don't remember who was the first Batgirl.
So if y'all don't remember, Eartha Kitt is the chick that played in Boomerang that was sleeping with Marcus. Wearing the cheetah print, the older lady. That's who Eartha Kitt was. But back in her day, man, they was chasing her around. And Larry, I'm fine with it. Family up here, Alexis Herron says the new Batwoman is from the TV show The Family Business from BET. I've never seen her in that, but I'm happy they did it. The CW has been known for these type of stories with The Flash. They got Black Lightning, now Batwoman, and I think she's gonna blaze this. The fans are probably gonna get behind her a whole lot more than what they got behind Ruby Rose, because Ruby Rose, there's no other nice way to say this, but she can just be an a-hole, Larry. I'm just being nice.
Yeah, see, here's the problem with this. And I know some people are gonna not like it. They're gonna think I'm sounding homophobic or something. But here's the thing. When you come into a role, an iconic role like Batwoman, Batgirl, Batman, anything, and you come in there with an agenda, when you come in there with the whole I'm gay, I'm lesbian, I'm this, I'm that, and you come in there with an agenda, people don't like it. They're like, look, this is a classic role. You can be gay, you could be straight, you could be gay, you could be lesbian, you could be trans, you could be whatever you want to be. Just don't make what you are about the role. The role is the role, and that's it. You know, Batman, Batgirl, Batwoman, that's what it's about. This girl, she's not going to come in there as the black Batgirl or Batwoman. She's going to come in there and be Batwoman who happens to be black. I seriously doubt we're going to see her character wearing a freaking Black Lives Matter, Batman uniform. She's going to be a Batgirl or Batwoman, whatever they're going to call her, and she's just going to happen to be black. And that's the way it should be. You use the fame and the role that you have to elevate your agenda outside of the stuff. You just leave that's where but you just leave it there. I don't know. Ruby Rose rubbed a lot of people the wrong way anyway. She always just seemed like she was sort of, I don't know. I don't want to call anybody names or anything, but she always seemed sort of stank.
Well, she seemed like she
had sort of a stank attitude.
She just seemed like she had some kind of a chip on her shoulder. That's what it appeared to me. Like, I got this LGB chip on my shoulder. I want you to knock it off. And she kind of. I don't
understand why she's like that, because people. I mean, when she came out, people liked her. I was like, they were like, she's sort of this tough girl trying to be this sort of tough. What's her name? Call those chicks a soft dyke or something, or a soft butch. I forgot. There's some term that Lena Waithe used for them. I don't remember what the term was, but but people liked her. When I first saw her on Orange is the New Black, I was like, all right, she works. That's cool. But then she seemed to like take that on-screen persona and try and make it real. And I was just like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I wasn't a fan. So I wasn't happy to see her in that role. And I'm not really happy to see somebody out of their job unless they left voluntarily. But I'm happy to see his sister in it.
Well, she's the one that left. Now I don't know if she left because she thought they was going to fire her, but she announced that she was leaving. We reported on it, and hey, she's been replaced. So one door closes, another one opens with opportunity. Speaking of which, Larry,
that's the thing. People need to realize people don't care if you're gay or straight, as long as you play the role and you're good. People like beautiful people. I mean, in all seriousness, no one really cares. I mean, there's a lot of gay people in Hollywood. There's a lot of lesbians in Hollywood. And I don't really care if they're gay or straight, as long as they're playing the role right. I don't want everybody's personal agenda to come into the role. Like, I don't care if you use your fame and your platform that you got from that role to promote your lifestyle, your agenda, your political stances, your policy, whatever. Just don't do it in the role, unless the role calls for it. Now, if you're on the Chi and you're talking about Black Lives Matter stuff, or you're on the Chi and you're talking about sexual assault with something like that happened with Keisha, then the role calls for it and it makes sense. But I don't want to see some character on there all of a sudden just start pushing global warming on me. I mean, it's not going to make sense. So I'm not saying that someone like if what's her name, if the girl who plays Keisha, if she decided that she's some big environmentalist and she wants to use the platform that she's gained from her fame on the show to help promote, a clean, the Green New Deal or climate change or whatever else, I'm all down for that. Go for it. Use your fame and your platform for it. But it should stay off the shows.
Well, speaking of shows, Marvel is getting all their Disney Plus series shows revved up, ladies and gentlemen. They had some big news last week about Mahershala Ali and his Blade TV series. They had some news about the Falcon Winter Soldier series. And now this week, ladies and gentlemen,
finally dropping.
What's that?
When is WandaVision finally dropping?
That's coming in December. So it's a lot of stuff coming. But here's the biggest news.
Like that's been forever.
Nah, I mean, they've been having it on a schedule for late this year, November, December, and they're going to go through with it. But here we have Oscar Isaac has been cast as Moon Knight. And for those of you that are unfamiliar with Moon Knight, he is Marvel's equivalent to, in essence, Batman. Only difference is he deals with those of the darkness, the mythological dark characters, the nightmares, the Johnny Blazes of the world. That's who Moon Knight fights. And Larry, I know nothing about Oscar Isaac, so I'm going to have to lean on you if you know anything about him. How do you feel about this casting? As I can give you no insight other than I read people said they're happy with it.
Yeah, I don't know anything about dude either, but I want to know why his character wants to go after Johnny Blaze. What Johnny Blaze do to him?
Well, there was one point in time Johnny Blaze was possessed by Apocalypse or somebody, and he had to go after Johnny Blaze, in essence, to basically unpossess him. So that type thing.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Now I don't know much about that. I'm gonna have to. When some stuff I just don't know. I'm like, I'm cool with that because then I can go into it completely virgin, and I'm not gonna be salty by it if it doesn't turn out the way it looked in the comics or something. So I'm kind of happy I don't really know much about them.
Well, everybody's saying that they like the casting, that he's going to do a good job, and I guess only time will tell. I am ready for all those series to come out so that we can do some stories on those, Larry. Falcon and Winter Soldier, WandaVision, Blade. I can't wait, man. And just
Blade should be good. They did a really good job casting Mahershala Ali. I didn't see that coming at first, and when I saw it, I was like, oh yeah, that was a solid move right there. I could definitely see that.
Well, I mean, he did Alita Battle Angel. He's a 2-time Oscar winner. I mean, come on, I want
to know. I want to know if he's been spending all this time getting some martial arts training, because I mean, you can't come in there doing Blade after Wesley Snipes and just can't fight. I mean, because Wesley Snipes was getting it in.
I think Mahershala Ali gonna get it in. I don't think we even got to worry about that. And I keep hearing the rumor that they might let Wesley be Whisperer for. Yeah,
I know you're talking about the dude that Chris Christopherson played last time.
Yes. So that would be good, and hopefully it'll happen. We'll see what goes on with it, but I'm looking forward to all those TV series so that we can expand our horizons and review other good things. And speaking of TV, go ahead.
Did you hear that they were that I believe it was Netflix, Apple TV, and I think Amazon, they were talking about trying to get the new James Bond movie. They were trying to get it straight to video. And guess how much the producers of Bond were talking about selling it for?
$1 billion.
Close. 600 million they wanted. And they apparently, I guess there were people in talks, but they just couldn't get the deal done. But can you imagine $600 million for a project to go to streaming? I don't know. I have no idea how they would think they could make that money back. I mean, I'm trying to figure out what the Bond people are even thinking, because at this point, the way COVID's going, these theaters aren't going to be open. I mean, maybe this is the thing, because I shouldn't say that theaters aren't going to be open. They are going to be open in some other countries. They're just not going to be open here in the U.S.
Right.
So they may end up having to make all their money, on the international market. But man, that would have been nice if that came straight to streaming. If it got picked up by Apple TV Plus or Netflix or something, that would have been dope.
Yeah, I think a lot of people would have enjoyed that, but hey, we'll see what happens with that. Chris Hemsworth announced that they will begin filming the next version of Thor, Love and Thunder, as of January, looking to have the whole project completed by the 1st of April. You excited about Thor 4? Are you excited about Thor 4, Larry?
I am actually. I actually enjoyed Ragnarok and I mean I like his character. I like him as he plays Thor. I guess I should probably say I'm probably more of a fan of him playing Thor than I am of Thor.
Okay.
So it's not that I'm the biggest fan of Thor, but I really enjoy him playing Thor. So
yeah. And in the beginning, I had issues with them because I wanted someone like Triple H, who was supposed to be cast as Thor, and WWE was on that bull job wanting all this extra money. And when they cast, I was like, you got this little pipsqueak being Thor, and guess what? It worked out great. He embodied the character. It's going to be hard for me to see him leave, but he said he has told Marvel, look, I love the character, especially now that you've allowed me to go with humor, which is another thing at first I had a gripe with, because Thor is not a comedic character in the comic books. But you know what?
Right.
Chris Hemsworth has made it work. And he said, he told Marvel, look, sign me up for 10 more years. I'm here.
Right. That's great.
So, and he embraces the character in public. But because, he also tries to do some serious films, but everybody just really aligns him with Thor, and he doesn't mind being Thor out in the public too. So my hat goes off to him. Kudos to him. I admire that about him. And he is the best of all the Hemsworth brothers at acting. Sorry.
I like the I like the fact that he brought that comedic element to the character. I thought that was great. Like I think that probably worked out much better than if they would have brought Triple H. Not that Triple H would have done a bad job, but I think it just would have. I don't think that Thor's character would have been very dynamic if Triple H played it. I think it would have been sort of one-dimensional. It would have been a big, brooding, guy that beats people up.
Right.
Whereas Thor's funny and he has personality, and you never know what he's gonna come out and say. And he's gonna win a fight, but he might get beat up for a little bit first, before he decides to show up, or he might have a pot belly and spend half the movie drunk. I mean,
no, I ain't like that part. I didn't like that.
That was hilarious.
That just rubbed me the wrong way. But I guess you had to downplay it somehow, because the whole Infinity Saga was meant to be about those three characters that brought the Marvel Cinematic Universe together: Captain America, Thor, and Iron Man. They never, ever had a plan to feature Hulk doing anything, because they still have rights issues. And they didn't want that character to blow up too much and lose out on revenue. So they didn't really involve him that much in the story. Whereas a lot of us was hoping for, a bigger role for Hulk. And it really, when it came down to the final fight, it was Iron Man, Captain America, and Thor. And they wanted to give Captain America something special. And that's why they let him lift that hammer. And he was trying to go to town on Thanos, and you seen the rest. And for me, looking back on the whole thing, I actually say Marvel done a wonderful job with the whole thing. That's what I think.
They really did. They did a fantastic job. I'm looking forward to the next phases of it. I just wish they would get. It's just one of those things where they keep talking about it, showing little snippets here and there. It's like it's fun, but at some point I want some meat. Just give me a full movie. I don't need any more leaks or previews. Just give me something. Give me a full movie. Give me a TV series. Give me something.
You about to be, all your wishes are about to be fulfilled. WandaVision is coming, and the Falcon and Winter Soldier is coming. We will be doing, if we don't do nothing else, that will be featured reviews right here with me and Larry when it drops. And so,
I feel like, I mean, I don't know how they're going to do that. I feel like they're probably going to drop it all at once, but I really feel like the way that everything is nowadays, they should go week to week on both of those.
I think they will. I think they will.
You think they will?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a week to week thing on the streaming plus, on Disney Plus. I think it's going to be a week to week thing for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're to the last sad subject. It's been very sad. It's been a sad 4 years. It's been a sad year. My former president, Barack Obama, said while he's out there stumping for Joe Biden, how in the hell is Trump supposed to be a tough guy when he can't even stay in there and take questions from Leslie Stahl? He gets up like a 14-year-old and walks out. And
he did. He called him out. He said, if you can't stand up to Leslie Stahl, how you going to stand up to Putin?
Right. And so for those of you that haven't seen this sad excuse of an interview, and I want you guys to keep in mind, this is our president, whether you love him or hate him, for you to just get up and walk out of an interview because this lady has documented proof that she shows you to your face of you lying 5 different times, and she plays the videotape showing you lying. That's petulance. That's horrible. And we should be ashamed that our president is in this manner. Take a look. Larry, that is pathetic. And then she's
That
actually gonna
really
tell,
is.
and then she's actually gonna tell him to be careful when she should have just said, get your ass out of here, Larry.
She
I
probably
give
said be careful because she didn't want him damaging their equipment.
I give it to you first, Larry. Overall opinion of Trump, our president, during an interview with Leslie Stahl, that was just embarrassing. I mean, embarrassment to the world.
I mean, it's more of the same. It's just, I mean, at this point, it's more of the same. I don't think people expect anything different from him. And the bar is so low that when he just simply acts like a human being, all of a sudden people clap their hands, Hercules, Hercules, like he's done the best thing in the world, when all he's done is the bare minimum. So something like this, this is what I would expect from him. He goes up, he's speaking with someone at a news agency with an older seasoned journalist, an older female journalist that's seasoned, that's not letting him off the hook. He can't take it. And so he walks out. I mean, Trump needs smoke blown up his ass so that he feels good. When he doesn't get it, he wants to leave. I mean, that's one of the reasons why what's his name? Bernstein did so good with his interviews with him for his book, that when he caught him telling him the weeks and all this other stuff, because he was up there blowing sunshine up his butt, because this dude knew how. I mean, she took a different approach and he took a different approach. He knew that because he was going back. Carl Bernstein had gone back and interviewed Trump for this book like 17 times or something. So he was playing to his ego because he wanted to make sure he can keep coming back and getting those interviews. She knew this was pretty much a one and done for her. So she was going to let him have it. And he couldn't take it. I mean, how do you can't take it? It's shameful. It really is. It's just shameful. There's nothing to say about that. That's just pitiful. It's an embarrassment. I mean, when it's one of those things. I don't remember where it was. We were watching something. I think I sent you a clip of it, and they were showing. I guess it was Justin Trudeau, and it was Justin Trudeau and what's his name, Boris, whatever his name is, I think
Boris Johnson.
Boris Johnson, and the dude from France. What's the dude from France name? I want to say Macron, but they were all there. I think they're at the G20 or something, and they were all standing around laughing, talking about him. And, it was, I mean, he is a national embarrassment, just an absolute utter embarrassment. And this is just another example of him being an embarrassment.
Well, with him already highlighting, Larry, that when he loses, he's going to leave the country. Do you think that do you think he's going to be able to get on the plane and get out of here, or do you think the minute that he's walking his butt back to the helicopter, they're going to pop out of nowhere and arrest him? And I ask that because if you let Trump go, he's going to become a flight risk. And with all the secrets he knows, we all know this man can be bought easily. And for a country that will offer him asylum for military secrets, I don't see why he wouldn't take that. Expand on that whole premise, Larry.
Well, here's the thing. I think a couple of things. I think that some of those secrets that he has, I think that I am almost certain, and don't quote me on this, I am almost certain that the military and the intelligence agencies of this country have probably, if you take yourself over to Russia or someplace else and go say anything, your ass will just end up disappeared. There will be a state funeral. It'll come out that you had a heart attack, and that'll be it. I think they'll let him know that he will be taken out fairly quickly if he goes down that route. But I'm not sure they're going to arrest him, because they might, they might, because he's done so much heinous stuff. But my my fear is that I would much rather see New York State arrest him than the feds, because if it's the feds, that means it's going to be under Joe Biden's Justice Department, and people are going to say, "Oh, this is politically motivated," and I don't want our country to become like these banana republics, where when one leader is voted in, the new leader basically arrests all of his political opposition and locks everybody up and charges everyone. I don't want that to happen. But unfortunately,
I was going to say,
this administration has committed real crimes.
Right, exactly.
And they need to be punished.
Right.
They really need to be punished. And so I'm hoping, and partly because the Republicans just simply have said, we're no longer going to play fair. We're not going to play fair. And so I hope the Democrats just simply said, okay, great. You're not going to play fair. So what we're going to do is play it exactly by the book. You're not going to play fair, so we're going to play it exactly by the book. And that means that Trump's getting arrested, Barr's getting arrested, all of his cronies are getting arrested, Ivanka, Jared, all of them are getting arrested. They're getting charged and prosecuted. And then, and just let it happen. It's going to cause some issues. There's going to be some strife. You're going to have a bunch of these Trumpers out there that are going to bring out their AR-15s and cause issues, And I hope at that same time, I hope that Biden and, I hope, because Kamala Harris has, she has experience as an AG. I hope he puts her, lets her really take charge and deal directly with the Justice Department and tell them, look, we're giving you guys free reign to go after these militias with a heavy hand. If they're up there talking about they're gonna kidnap and kill the governor, I want you to go after them with a heavy hand. Don't worry about another Waco. Don't worry about another Branch Davidian. You go out there and you defend the country as ferociously as you need to. So,
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are less than a week away from the big day where hopefully this country is going back the way it should be. We can start level the playing field from all the damage. Who would ever imagine that over 20 to 30 years of damage could be done in 4 years? And hopefully Biden and his crew begin the cleanup process and help get us back to where, as Larry would say, we're not a banana republic looking country. So that's going to do it, ladies and gentlemen, for this video. Don't forget to like the video, comment, subscribe, get yourself that life gain. We will be back on Wednesday night. We might have a guest. Anyone out there that has, video requests, movies and TV shows, hit me or Larry up on Instagram. Be sure to like Larry's channel. Go check out his videos. And until that next sexy as hell video, mask up and vote.
Peace.